Bill Will here. You've probably seen this controller in some of my other videos. Today, I'm going to show you how I actually put the phone mount and mounted it to the controller. This is my little jet boat. Check that out. It's a $130 boat. That's going to be in one of my next videos. Got the lights in the front, lights in the back. This basically made this out of PVC. Put some foam padding on it. Screwed in some straps. But anyways, that's going to be in another video. I mainly want to get this out right here, the controller. Put straps in there, foam padding, top and on the side. Controller just sits in there, strap it in, it's good to go. But this is the controller that one of the controllers I'm going to be doing today. Okay, so I got two controllers here. One's a FlySky. Y'all probably seen this. You're probably using it. I'm going to be doing both of these controllers. The FlySky is a little bit different, so I'm going to do that in a different video. And I'm probably going to bend maybe carbon fiber instead of a piece of metal on this one, just to show you that it can be done. If you got some scrap carbon fiber or graphite or fiberglass, that'll work out for you. Now, first thing we're going to check on this one. Doesn't look like we got much room. Most likely, yeah, the way I'm seeing it, this is doubled up right here. So the only way I'm going to be able to do this one is I'm going to have to get my Dremel tool and cut out this section. And then I can put my two mounts right here in this area. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute it, but I'm going to show you me cutting it out. Like, I'm sure nobody wants to hear a Dremel tool. So that's what's going on with that. This is like a cutting blade for like steel, plastic. Like, you can pretty much cut anything. You can cut your car in half if you got enough of them. But that's what I'm using. Alright, let's see what we're working with. Get a little screwdriver. Ooh, turn on the light. Oh, so as you can see, the screw goes in here and it goes right through that cavity. And I barely nicked it. Really good. So what I'll do now is I got room, I can drill 2 holes in each cavity. Right? Because it's going to be like that. It's going to be like that on the top. I'm going to screw my bar in there. It's going to come out and then it's going to bend. What I'll do is I'll clean it up and get it ready to pop these holes so I can put my 2 servo mounts on here. Now that I got the first hole pop, I can go back and start lining up and drill all the rest of the holes. So this is how I do it. I line the hole up with the mount. This hole just straight with that hole. So now I get my marker and go ahead and just put a little dot. Kind of hard to tell, but I put a dot right there so I know where to drill. It's perfectly lined up with that. But it'll sit like that right there. And that's how you line it up. And go back and get you an X-Acto knife and kind of just put it in there and twist it and it'll clean it all up. Well, now I'm going to do the other side. I got my hole in there. I got that in there. Now I'm going to make a little dot so I can drill. Alright. Okay. So I got all 4 holes. Lines up there. Lines up there. Bottom doesn't matter. But you want your servo mounts to sit on there flat, basically. So you got to trim all that melted plastic from the drill bit off of it. And that's how you do it. You just stick something in there sharp and just lightly twist it. You don't have to push down and grind into it. What I'm doing is I'm putting a screw in just on the front holes, just so I get it lined up. Just tighten it up. I don't want it super tight. but I do want it tight. So my holes are hitting in here. I can see everything's lined up. It'd be like that. So now next move is the aluminum. This is an old Traxxas Fortec chassis. It kind of got bent. Been sitting there for 20 years or so. I'm gonna cut that off like that. I'm gonna go to this other side. Put a mark like that. All right. So that's what I need to cut out. All right. So measuring this thing up, I got 3/8 by roughly 3 3/8. All right, for this next part with the Dremel tool, I'm gonna go ahead and mute it. I'll go on there, just like that. All right, so you see it's on there. I know my holes are gonna be right there. A hole there. Hole there. So now I know my holes are gonna go right here. I'm just gonna put it in the center. Then my other hole is gonna go there. And you can drill these holes a little bit bigger. That way you got a little wiggle room because you're gonna put washers on it. And I kind of want to do the same thing with my phone mount. So just line it up on the edge. Be a hole there. And a hole there. And just pop some holes real quick. At this point, what I want to do is I want to cut down all the edges, round all the edges off, get them nice and smooth. And then I'm going to hit it with sandpaper and take out all the scratches, and then I'm going to spray it black. So I'm going to start with the 320. And I know a lot of people that do automotive painting, they're going to be like, the sandpaper's all wrong, whatever. But yeah, this aluminum's a soft metal, so that's why I'm using these grits of sandpaper. I don't really got to dig into it. So 400 wet sand it. It's nice and smooth. With the heavy paint on there, it'll fill in real thick and nice. Never even see any imperfections, all the little microscopic scratches. You won't see none of that. All right, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna bend it. The clip of me bending it with the crescent wrench didn't turn out, but that's what I use, and I just use my hand to bend it. Let's go ahead and mount this bad boy. And what I'm doing right now is just temporary, because I'm gonna take it all apart and spray it jet black with high gloss. And the beauty of this is you can get your phone straight up and down. It'll go on there just like that. Perfectly vertical, perfectly horizontal. So these are my screws. This is probably from 100 RC cars. And I've used a lot, and I've put together so many of these. But anyways, I got screws, I got washers, and I just need 2 nuts. And I'm just gonna bolt it on there. So that goes on there. I'll put a washer and then a nut. All right, now these nuts, they got plastic in there. So when you tighten it on, you don't really need Loctite. So you get the gist at this point. So now it's time to take it apart and paint it. You know what I mean? Once I tighten it down, it's good. I don't have to rebend it. I don't have to do any more adjustments or nothing. So like I'm just going to paint it right now, and then after that I'm going to reassemble it. Maybe throw some stickers on there. In order to paint your servo mounts, what I did, I got a knife and a piece of cardboard and just poked a little bitty X. And then I got long screws. It's the same hole, same size screw for this hole, same thread, same everything. And I'll just screw it into there like that. And that way I can sit here and hold this and, you know, and do whatever I got to do. And there we go. Those are ready to be painted. I'll wipe them off, make sure there ain't no dust or whatever here in a minute. But other than that, it's... So with these, because they're plastic, the paint brought out all the imperfections. And I just went ahead and hit it with fill-in sand. Because what it does is it'll fill in all those cuts, nicks, and scratches. And then you sand all this off the top, but the scratches stay filled in. So I can get these perfectly smooth. And then when I paint it, it'll be like brand new looking. It'll be perfect. My suggestion, just buy these black so you don't have to do this. You know what I mean? Skip this whole entire step. What I'm doing here is wet sanding out all the imperfections. You can see all your high spots. Your high spots are the first things to sand out. And then everything else gets smooth, which I probably need more on this, but I'm not going to spend too much time on it. I mean, honestly, like, nobody's going to have this, like, right in their face. I'm going to probably hang this up on a metal coat hanger. That way it's in midair. That's the first coat, and that's how that turned out. I just got my second coat on there. You can see it's kind of shiny and pretty looking. I'm going to do the servo mount side first. I'm kind of going to leave everything loose until I get it on the controller. I kind of just want everything to lay flat on that, lock it in, and then it won't be nothing to screw in this phone mount. I'm going to start on these back screws. Now moving on. I'm sure y'all have one of these from Traxxas. Alright, so for this next step, everything's on there. What I'm going to want to do is get some channel locks. Get you a nice soft rag, and you're going to have to put it on these like this. And slightly bend it. Then you go to the other side, and you slightly bend it. Otherwise, your phone's not going to fit down in there. You see that little bubble? You want that to wrap around your phone. So what you got to do is you got to bend each side a little bit at a time. Otherwise, you'll get a crease. So you just bend that out, and then you got to bend this one out. These phone mounts were meant for no case. Like, you're just supposed to just drop your phone in there, and that's that. But everybody's got phone cases, so I don't know why they made this design. Maybe that's why it costs $6-7 for these brackets. And you don't want to bend this flat to where the phone just slides out. You know? You just barely want it to catch like that. This is my phone that I have designated for recording. And you've probably seen it on my other controller. About the only thing left, if this tips over, I drilled 2 holes and ran 2 screws down. And you could see that on the first controller at the very beginning of the video. There's 2 screws, and then I put like the little cap for like your receiver antenna, the little black cap. And you usually put it on top of the antenna and it kind of folds the wire. Well, I put the screw through, and then I put those 2 things on the end of the screw. And what that does is it keeps it from tipping over. And that other controller is massive, and there's a lot of weight. Plus this phone's heavy. Your phone in there, lock it down, turn it on, get your video. Also, this thing comes with like little rubber grip pads. That way your phone doesn't, you know, wobble out and slide out. There you have it. That's the other thing is when you drive by, if you keep this level, you might catch the car way out there in the distance. But as it gets closer to you, you got to tip your phone down. And as it goes off, you tip your phone back level. The reason I'm telling you this is because I did a video. You may have seen it, Felony at Walmart. Well, I only got 3 minutes out of an hour's worth of footage because I never pointed the phone down as it got closer. I made that song in that video, but I had to shorten it up by 2 minutes because I only had 3 minutes of footage. So it's something to think about. And another thing, be on the lookout for one of my upcoming videos. This is the Nissan GT-R R35 wide body by Liberty Walk. It's going to be my zombie response drifter. Let me know in the comments. Keep an eye out. I'm going to go over the stickers, the pinstriping, the placement, how I cut everything, how I get it to look like this. I got these phone mounts off of eBay. This is the seller that I use, and he's got a good deal in every color. So yeah, in the comments, hit me up. You got questions, let me know what you think. And thank y'all for watching.